What's going on? I don't know. I can't see. I'm like a Shetland pony. I just have too much hair on me.
What's happening?
Is that the same Shetland pony?
No. You
What do they do?
Hello, I'm a pony from Shetland.
Hi! From Shetland?
I'm from Shetland.
That's not a Scottish accent.
That's what people from Shetland sound like. Yes, I do. Usually when they sound up on the Jersey Islands.
Hey dolls, it's me, Wilma, Fingerdoo with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 9 episodes 10, 11, and 12. We're just shotgunning it. We're taking the Band-Aid off. We're behind, so we're going to catch up. We're just going to do it all at once, and we're doing it all at once with my illegitimate drag daughter, Ms. Wilhelmina Box Farts. How are you, Wilhelmina?
Super well, how are you?
I'm delicious. Thank you so much for asking. Well, we've got 3 episodes to get through, so we might as well jump right in. You ready?
Let's jump right in.
So we started this episode off, episode 10, with Chanel and Georgia celebrating their 2-badge win and their cleverness for outsmarting everyone by giving their extra badges to each other. So now, Georgia's 4, Chanel 2. Nina, miffed. Miffed!
Well, yeah, Nina did the badge math and felt that Chanel shouldn't have given that extra badge to Georgia's.
Well, you know what I have to say? This whole thing is for charity, and I would be a little less disappointed in Nina's attitude if she seemed to be more upset that her charity wasn't making anybody.
Yeah.
She just seems to be not winning badges and it's pissing her off. Now, I get that. Some people are terrible losers. Some people don't play well with others. And not everyone's good in the competition. So, I'm going to cut Nina a lot of slack, but at the same time, sweet beats.
So you're going to cut that slack into a pretty outfit for her?
No. No, there's no helping. Well, and then before you know it, it was the next day of RuPaul's Drag Race. Fresh start to episode 10. And the queens were wondering what kind of twists were coming down the pipe, because there was going to be one. That's when Georgia spilled that she had some undisclosed dream about Angie. I don't really understand what the dream was, and I'm assuming that it was probably not PG.
It was at least a moist dream, if not a wet dream. It was definitely damp.
Yeah, there was sheet changing at the end of that. Yeah. Well, and then I guess Angie thought, well, if you've got news, I've got news. She let it go that she and Roxy kind of dated.
Yeah.
Roxy said she was the original Brooklyn.
Yes, double gas.
Yes, Pearl's clutch.
Pearl's clutch.
But they actually never dated. They just shared photos. I like that Roxy said, I've been to the gallery, but I didn't buy anything.
Yeah, I don't know if that counts as anything other than being generous with your nudes, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't have any nudes of you on my phone. Do you have nudes of you?
I have nudes of you on my phone.
Well, but those were wrong numbers. If you haven't sent a nude to somebody, that you're just not living, apparently.
Yeah, apparently you always keep your clothes on at all times.
Bored.
How do you shower? How do you feel badly about
How do you do
yourself?
anything when you've got one camera in your hand constantly teaching yourself doing things like that?
And then Rue showed up to save us all from more awkwardness, to let them know what the maxi challenge of the week was.
That's right.
No mini,
No.
just maxi. The Lipsync LalapaRuza.
LalapaRuza. Oh my god, yeah, no wonder there wasn't a mini. They've got 8 queens to get through. And although the queens were excited by the LalapaRuza, Rue dangled that carrot one last time to let them know that anyone could still win. How?
Well, what is Capath?
It's going to have to
victory
be
for
murder
Nina.
on that dance floor before anyone else wins. If they don't, Roxy, Martha, Eddie.
No. As they got ready, they chatted about their lip sync resumes. Georges was very excited.
Yeah, this was the challenge she was waiting for. She's not worried as a lip sync assassin, but this is the thing I think that's funny about Georges is the only way you become a lip sync assassin on your season is by being in the bottom of the time. So she might be a great lip syncer, but she's not a threat as a queen.
It's a bit of a backhanded compliment.
She's young.
Yeah.
She's got time to grow.
Exactly. It's a more humble brag.
Maybe she'll grow up and realize drag's not for her. I don't know her life.
You know, she'll grow up and find all the drag on the top shelf. It'll be so exciting.
Oh my god, can you imagine that she got to the top show?
Oh,
Wow.
gorgeous.
Georgia's crowing about her record as a lip sync assassin just added fuel to Nina's bitter, bitter fire because, she's 4 stars. Just galled her, I tell you.
Well, I did enjoy that Nina said that she didn't have any lip sync wins because she has a different style of lip sync to the rest of the queens.
Is that what we're calling it?
The style is not quite as good. Plastique commented on her resume and how she lip synced 4 times this season and won no money.
None.
$0.
Yeah. So she's improved on the challenges, but failed on the lip sync.
Failed on the lip syncs. Yeah, Gottmik had 2 lip sync wins. Roxy is on a 9 lip sync winning streak over all of her seasons.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
That's a lip sync assassin.
That's a lip sync assassin.
She came back as a lip sync assassin.
She could.
No, she did.
She did.
For one of the All-Stars.
Oh.
Yep. And without much further ado, it was here's your hat, what's your grade? On to great stage for the LalapaRuza. Bruno was there.
Bruno was there.
He had on some nice, lovely gold briefs, and he had on that lovely gold moisturizer that Mariah Carey wears that gives her sheen. You know what I'm saying? I think Bruno borrowed it from Mo. But he looked extra delicious.
Shimmering.
Yeah. And his job was to pull balls.
So that everyone could make some very obvious, double entendre.
Yes, this was basically 15 minutes of everyone talking about Bruno's handling balls. And I didn't have a problem with it.
I didn't have a problem.
No, I think that was the best 15 minutes I had on TV this year. And the way it was all going to go down was that Bruno would pick a name, that person would pick another queen to lip sync against, and that person that they were going to lip sync again picked the song. So, the first person out of the gate that Bruno balled was Gottmik. I was excited to see who Gottmik would pick because, first of all, I'm just going to say it, Nina. I would have picked Nina. I don't care how good I am, how bad I am. Like, it's just a free ride into the second round where you could really let your freak flag fly.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been a pause. It would have been like, Gottmik, okay, I'm let Nina.
Yeah, definitely for someone else takes her. And she decided, I don't know that she had something to prove or that if she was going to win against better than her, but she picked Angie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked Angie if I were Gottmik because they're not styled the same. Their music tastes are different. Angie would definitely pick a song that Gottmik would have an issue with.
Yeah.
I would pick Chanel and Nina in a heartbeat because neither of them are shablamming. So you've got an ace in the hole up against either of those. Because I don't want to say hole and Nina and Chanel all in the same sentence.
I don't want you to see ace and hole in the same sentence. You run those together, it sounds plain.
I don't want to say it. Ace hole. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I said Jesus. There goes my mom.
So Angeria picked the song and she shows on Vogue's My Lover.
No, we're going to pick that. That's a great lip sync song for drag queen. It's got a lot of ups and downs, and it's not a dancey number, but it's got a good beat.
Yeah, Gottmik did not look.
See, she just you could tell right away that she was regretting all of her choices.
All of her choices.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, so she should have.
Yeah.
Angeria kind of leaned into some classic Angie humor, which is great. We love that.
Yeah.
Gottmik kind of went the sexy route, which didn't really stand a chance.
That's not for that show. And so it was no surprise to me anyway that when the music died, it was Angie that went on round 2, and Gottmik was banished to the workroom. She had to wait for the other news. And second place people.
The runners-up on the alternate. So the next ball in Bruno's hot little hands was Vanjie.
Oh boy, was she
was thrilled. Vanjie decided to go up against Plastique. Her reasoning was she wanted to pick a queen who she thought would pick the song.
I thought she picked the exact right person, because there you go. They had to lip sync to When I Grow Up by the Pussycat Dolls, which, of course, Vanjie was super thrilled. She would pick that anyway.
Ecstatic. And this lip sync, I really
This was
enjoyed.
a great lip sync.
They were both dressed for the Pussycat Dolls. They were both looking very slutty and fun.
They worked the Beyonce fan.
They flicked their hair around. At one point, they recreated their album cover. They were back.
Yeah. They both, like, if they had ended the song on that pose, it would have been delicious. They didn't, but it didn't make it less delicious. But I think the disappointing thing for me was Plastique has this new go-to move where she slaps her taint.
Yeah.
It's a little distracting. It's a weird thing for a pretty girl to do. Like, you just bend over with her legs apart and slap her crotch.
Yeah, I mean, I never do that. You've never seen a pretty girl like me slapping my taint.
She does it all the time, but she still wouldn't watch.
was like just to get some color into it. Like you could pinch your cheeks, but it's so hard to pinch my cheeks. I can't get the right angle. And if I'm wearing nails,
I have to say, when the music that I was not surprised at Vanjie.
I wasn't surprised that Vanjie won either. Plastique did a great job.
She did a great job.
We've seen all these moves before.
She's not reinventing her own wheel, and Vanjie is magnetic every time she goes on that stage.
Absolutely compelling. So
there's also something about Vanjie when she's lip syncing against somebody. Like, it just kind of
nudges her up, just that.
Shows her that extra bit, yeah.
Right.
And well done, her.
Well done, Vanjie. So Plastique got to go off to the workroom and keep poor little Gottmik coming.
Yeah, yeah. The next ball in Bruno's hot hands was Nina's, and she picked Chanel, which I think was a smart move on her part because, I don't know.
You're going to pick Roxy? You're going to pick George's?
No, not in the outfit she was wearing. What the hell was that? She looked like the set of Fraggle Rock. Chanel picked You Spin Me Round, Right Round, Baby, Right Round by Dead or Alive. And I love this song. This is not a lip sync song.
It's not a lip sync song, and also I do have an issue whenever they lip sync to boys.
Yeah.
Boy adjacent people.
Chanel surprised everyone. It's not that she did a big dancey number or anything. She just really sold the hell out of that song. Whereas Nina, she had a reveal, but it was the wrong reveal. She took those pins off to show nothing. I would have taken those flowers.
I would have taken those flowers,
oh my
right?
God. Oh my God.
Chanel's outfit clearly showed that she knew the brief. She was just wearing a little figure skater
thing.
thing.
Christmas decoration meant to go on a tree. She was sparkly and shiny. Yep.
Fringe and shiny and moved.
You're not seeing her body move any particular way because it's just all movement. It's fantastic. And I think all of those elements are why she won her round, and rightly so. Well done for Chanel.
She brought her old school moves and showed them how it's done.
She looked good. I didn't like the wig, but that's neither here nor there. She looked good, and she won the round.
She did. So that just left George's and Roxy's balls in the hopper.
Yes.
And so Bruno pulled Roxy's ball out, and she got to pick the song because her opponent was already selected for her. Roxy picked Bonnie Tyler's "Hold Out for You."
Excellent song.
Excellent
song.
Very meaningful to Roxy because her drag grandmother used to do it, and then when she passed on, her drag mom used to do it. So
in honor of the drag grandmother.
Yeah.
It was exciting to see these two lip sync assassins that nobody wanted to pick in the first round because one of them was out. And I have to say, Georgia's, I think mostly due to her age, took the wrong tack for this song. She just kind of showgirled it. And she did a great job. Don't get me wrong, she did a great job. But it wasn't the mood of the song.
She was a little too peppy. She was a little too graceful.
Lots of smiles.
A little too feminine.
Yep.
And that's not what this song is calling for.
Roxy, on the other hand.
Great gravitas.
Yeah, she was emoting. She had all sorts of feels. And when the music died, I don't think it was a surprise that she was the winner of that round.
I think it was a surprise to George's.
And then we moved on to the second round. 4 queens, 2 rounds. We had the first one, Bruno pulled Vanjie's ball. Not hard.
Not hard, just a little.
No.
It was already blue.
Yeah, and she picked Chanel. And good for her. Because somebody had to.
That's good. I mean, someone who's going to have a very different lip sync style to yours.
Chanel picked I'm Every Woman by Shaka Khan. And I have to say, Chanel did a great job. This was her song, rightly so, but Vanjie killed it.
Vanjie killed it too, yeah. And she did apologize to Shaka Khan ahead of time for wearing such an inappropriate outfit and lip syncing to her song, which I quite enjoyed.
But what I loved about this lip sync was, as much fun as both queens were, Chanel sold the hell out of it. Again. Like, there's no disputing that the better lip sync performance of this song was Chanel. And, well, she won.
Yeah, Chanel's really showing why she's been a drag queen for as long as she's been a drag queen.
Yeah, she got a badge. Now she's up to 3 badges?
Yeah.
Oh my God, last week she had none. Now she's up to 3. So Chanel went to the back of the stage to wait for the last pairing to see who she'd be lip syncing against, while Vanjie went to the workroom to complain to anyone who'd listen.
Well, I did enjoy how she tried to claim Bruno as a consolation prize as she walked back down the runway.
Yeah. She, for somebody who has been cut sent home, done more than some. She has the best time walking away. So that left Roxy and Angie. And they didn't get to pick. It was just Rubies in the Heart by D. I love this song.
No, it's just
I think this is one of the most fun songs to perform to, just because it's a great little beat. It's a good walking beat. You move around the stage well. And both these queens had the best time. First of all, this was right up Angie's street, this song.
I thought Angie was going to take
Yeah, I really did. I thought, oh, Roxy, you've met your match here. But Roxy killed this.
Yeah.
She was just, I think the top is like, we're going to dance and have some fun. And then she did. Roxy looked like she was having the best time. She didn't look like she was in the middle of a lip sync off. Nothing. And when it was all said and done, as much fun as Angie was to watch, I don't think it was a surprise to me anyway that Roxy won.
You know, Angie's little bit of humor just didn't fit with this song. It just kind of...
I would have liked to see more structure this time, because she does a lot of what she did, and it's like plastique. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yep. But that left Roxy and Chanel. Now, I could have put money on the barrel and said Chanel won't be in the final with anybody on the LalapaRuza. I just thought she'd get outed in the first round.
So the final lip sync song was Breakthrough by Ariana Grande.
Do you hear her? Does it sound like she's saying "wait for we"?
Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Ariana?
Has she got a speech impediment, or is it just that one song? But that was the song that they had to lip sync to, and
They had a costume change beforehand.
yeah, I loved what Roxy had on, the red and black camo stripe thing. That was gorgeous.
That was a lot of fun. I thought Chanel was going to do something more with her giant coat other than wear it.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a reveal or something, but no, she loves a coat.
She loves a coat.
She likes to work a coat.
Yeah, there was no match for Roxy's choreography.
No, I was surprised that she won. So she got 10 grand for her charity, a new badge, and there you go. She's the queen of the LalapaRuza.
Yeah, she's kept her lip sync streak going.
Yeah.
Good job, Roxy.
Well done. The next day, the queens walked, more like dragged themselves into the workroom. They've been through it. That LalapaRuza had put them all through it, and they were getting closer to the end. And while they walked into the room, they noticed there was a big fuzzy pink box on the work table. This has never happened before, so they weren't sure what to do.
So they stuck their hands in it.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you see a fuzzy pink box.
This was the RuPaul's Drag Race being charitable to the charitable queens. It was just a way for them all to make $1,500.
It was weird because it wasn't a mini challenge.
No.
It was just a something.
The first task was Nina had to impersonate 3 queens until everyone had guessed it. She did,
She Banshee, she Roxy,
and then she did,
and she could go.
and OMG, she did a great job with all 3. Like, a great, I was very impressed with her.
Yeah, her Banshee and her Roxy sounded a little similar, but he was talking about a duel. Took about a duel. I'm glad that wasn't a bigger part of this season because I quickly lost interest.
Yeah, the whole doll, I'm the money doll, and the beauty doll, yeah.
No, you're the
But I
cat
like
doll.
that way better than the Eras thing that Mistress did. Oh, that gave me hives.
You in your Hives era? Or you in your Benadryl era? In your calamine lotion era? With an ivy poison on?
I will slap your face.
Are you in your slapping era?
Yes. We're like slapping.
You're wearing any big rings? Alright, I can take a slap to it.
Angie had to do an interpretive dance of what her drag was, and to express what her drag was, and she did a death drop. And I think that well said.
$1,500. There you go.
Good chain.
Gobek's challenge was to critique the queen to her left in the style of Michelle Visage.
Chanel happened to be Chanel.
And Chanel, so yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah, she did it. Yeah, nailed it. No.
Vegas, Christmas, boom, moving on.
Chanel got a weird one. She had to scurry around the workroom like a squirrel looking for a nut.
I felt that this was just, the writers had wanted a lot more.
They just had trouble coming up
double
with age.
entendres. So like, this would be hilarious. It's got the word nut in it. It'll write itself.
Yeah.
But
It did.
it didn't. No, she took it very seriously. And until her knees gave out, yeah, she did a good job. 1,500 for her. Roxy got to dance on an imaginary pole.
Did she?
I feel that she thought it was maybe a Polish person and not like a sexy dancer stripper pole.
Yeah.
There's a reason she's a drag queen and not a stripper. Georgia had to impersonate a celebrity and panicked a little bit until she realized that I can just do a whole share.
Yeah. Easy. Done.
Easy money.
Good chain.
Kitchen.
Angie had to act a fool until everyone was laughing, and her way to act a fool was just to talk. And they were all screaming with laughter within 3 seconds, so cut, shame.
And last but not least, Plastique had to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, while the rest of the queens called out physical things from her to do.
Good cartwheel.
Twerking.
All of it.
Being pretty, la la la.
Kitching.
Kitchen. So, was that the first money that Plastique
That's the first money that Plastique has won. I think 15 plus.
Plus on.
And then Ru arrived with a mini challenge. Of course, we had 2 episodes to get through before they crowned somebody. So I really liked this mini challenge because it was a makeover challenge, but they had to make over members of the crew in quick drag. They got 30 minutes to do. I think they got.
I think they go.
Yeah, I think they got.
I think
there was going to be a few laughs and giggles over shoes and things. I think they may have gotten it whole out.
Yeah. Okay.
So out paraded the crew and a real nice mix of people, and they had already been assigned. Ian, the set dresser, got Gottmik.
Chanel was matched up with Suzette, the head hair lady.
Conrad, the prop maker, got Roxy.
Malcolm, the cute battle PA, got Angeria.
Melissa from the art department got Plastique.
She looked like she was from
She
the
did.
department.
She did. She had pens in her hair.
Pens in her hair, yeah.
Yeah, paint on her clothes. Well done. Good for you, Melissa.
Living your truth. Gaia, the segment producer, was matched up with Nina.
Christian from the audio department got Vanjie.
And last but not least, Justin, the giant set manager,
So
was
cute.
paired up with tiny little Georgia.
Yeah, they made a great pair, actually. And so began the quick drag. This was fun because it was quick drag. Like, there was a lot of fast choices being made.
Yeah, had some socks left on. And
Yeah. Maybe not everybody was tucked or padded as well as they might have been in under other circumstances with extra time to go, but I thought they all looked great.
I thought they all looked pretty good. Some better than others.
And then it was time for the reveal. Gottmik went first and introduced us to Gottmoss, her gothic cross-dresser, and wow, Gottmoss looked great.
Gottmoss looked great. Nice little black dress, a fabulous Gottmik wig,
Yep, and
classic Gottmik face.
yep, so good.
So good. Chanel introduced her gorgeous drag daughter, Coco.
Oh my God, she looked great in that. Gorgeous little blue pussycat.
Oh, she should get Chanel to make her up for a night out.
No
Anytime.
kidding. I would love for Chanel to make me up for
Oh,
it.
gorgeous cinched her in. Oh, so I like to say,
Roxy introduced us to her new drag daughter, Venice Andrews, and Venice still had on her champion ankle socks. It was so funny. Apparently they ran out of time.
ran out of time. It's a choice.
It was a look. It certainly went with everything else she had on.
I was wondering if the choice to not have a wig was the choice.
Roxy's weeks were probably too nice.
She
Venice,
messed them up.
yeah.
I did it.
But you gotta know how to work the wig.
You know my favorite drag daughter, so I'm not putting one of my favorite wigs on.
He's had tubu.
Angeria trotted out her lovely drag daughter, Angelina. Paris Van Michaels.
Was that good?
A vision in
She
gold and white.
looked like a cross between Elizabeth Perkins and Gotti Kendall.
There's a lot of color
Yeah,
Kendall.
yeah. But well done. Plastique's drag daughter, Venus Tiara, looked spectacular in a crushed pink jumpsuit with that beautiful blonde wig all piled up on top of her head. She worked it. She had Plastique's signature move down.
Oh, she was having a lot of fun. She was enjoying being dumb. She was enjoying being slutty. She was enjoying being related to Plastique. The next child down the runway was Tuna West, Nina's little girl. Clearly wearing an outfit that did not belong to Nina.
Never have guessed that was Nina's daughter because, yeah, she looked good. Vanjie's Atlantis with tail looked spectacular. I wish she had done more with the makeup, but that wig suited her, and I think that big shimmy coat kind of swallowed her up, but she looked like she was having the best time.
And then last, but certainly not least, the gorgeous Justine Colby.
She was my favorite. One boob out.
One boob out.
That wig, oh, that was a rough wig.
And she is a Colby because she had been adopted by Sasha
That's
Colby
right.
on Sasha's season. So she was, being shared by several queens. Yeah, I thought she looked great with the one boob out, and she was having the best time. With my camera, yeah.
Yeah, I was having the best time watching her. She had so much fun. And then it was time to announce the winner of the mini challenge, and the winner was everyone, which is how I think it should be with the makeover challenge. If nothing else, even if there is a winner, no one should go home.
Yeah.
And because this is All-Star season, I know one was going home, but I love it when nobody gets faulted for doing a makeover, because there's 100 reasons why it works or doesn't.
I mean, when they bring guests in, I think it just makes the guests feel really badly when their queen doesn't do as well. And can you imagine having to work with the crew afterwards? And you're like, oh, you're part of the reason that what's-her-face would look.
All I can think of is the clap back from the internet. You're the reason. I'm just a super fan. I didn't.
This week's Maxi Challenge, a variety show.
The Slay It Forward Variety Extravaganza, to be precise.
The second
challenge show. Yeah, that was weird. Wasn't it weird? I thought that was... Did we do that already? But whatever, fine. It's the finale. Whatever.
We got some more talent.
Yeah. I mean, we're talent.
We'll let the queens know that the winner would receive 3. And then the top 3 badge owners were all going to lip sync for the grand win of the entire season.
Yep.
And then Ru mentions
There was
she forgot something.
you remember?
She's getting old.
There was something to tell her.
Things are slipping out.
But it probably wasn't important.
Probably not.
Clearly remember. So then it was off to the workroom to get ready, and it was the regular activities you expect. There was badge counts and suppositions and sharing of moments and such, while each queen separately worked with their dancers or had a tic-tac lunch with Ru. Now, I want to say the choreography with the dancers was as hard as they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard for Georges because she didn't have the vocabulary to explain what it is she's seeing in her mind, because she's not a trained dancer.
Yeah, she was getting a little frustrated, but I think,
they kept up with her. They kept up.
I mean, the dancers are trained dancers.
They knew what she meant.
Show them what you want, and then they'll be able to do it, and then they can tell you what it's called. Yeah, the tic-tac chats were just a lot of crime.
There was a lot of crime. I'm surprised that they didn't get Scotty Tissues to sponsor this.
Yeah, this, I mean, it's often a time that the queens get emotional. I think because it was an All-Stars, and, they get to thank Mama Ru for, changing their lives from being on Drag Race before.
The worst though was, it broke my heart while I made jokes, was Roxy. Roxy telling us that her grandmother had left her. And I'm not laughing because her grandmother, but they apparently had a falling out and they parted ways. And this is the grandmother that on Roxy's All-Star season, she came in for the makeover, was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she loves Roxy. Had a t-shirt
ungrateful cow.
Loved, and she was the one that picked up the pieces when Roxy and her sister were left at the bus station by her mother. And for some reason or another, years and years later, she's had a falling out with her grandmother now. And there's some point in someone's life where you've got to say, is it you?
I didn't even know you could get dumped by your grandma.
That's the other thing. What did you do that a grandmother cut you off? Like, I can't even imagine what you would have had to do.
When she said her grandmother left her, I was like, that's too bad.
No, that must not.
When did she pass? Well, she just frigged off?
She just frigged off.
She's got tired of the glitter.
And where the hell was Michelle?
She gets kindergarten. She doesn't want to cry. She can't cry right now.
No. She's got things to
do.
She's friends with Leah Remini. She is.
She is. She feels good.
So while the queens were putting on their finishing touches, or at least getting close to the RuPaul alarm went off, which scared everyone, especially Georges, because, they don't normally get that in the middle of a challenge.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Ru.
It wasn't Ru?
No, T.S. Madison looking gorge. I love T.S. Madison. I wish she was on the show more. I really do.
On the show.
Yeah. I think she could take over for Ross. Ross is busy. He's just...
Yeah.
He's suckling at the Drew Barrymore teat. He's good.
Tea is dry.
And what did T.S. Madison have to share with the queens, you asked?
Tell us.
She had that little nugget of information we've forgotten that. T.S. Madison had a double diamond. All the queens were going to vote for the queen they would like to double their badge count on. Ooh. So if it was Nina, with 2, she would get 4. But if it was Roxanne Andrews, 5, 10 she would have. 10!
Well, not only that, but they weren't going to double the badge count. until after we knew who the winner of the variety show was.
And I have to say, there were some interesting thought processes. Like Nina, who is a sore loser, thought, I am going to give the one queen she didn't think anyone would give about to specifically guarantee she wouldn't get more votes than her.
I thought that was very smart.
Yeah, Roxy. She picked Roxy. And you know what? She picked Roxy off the top at the beginning of the season. So to pick her again in the last thing, I thought was
Came full circle.
yeah, it's serendipitous.
She didn't know that Plastique had voted for Roxy.
No. And what was Plastique's reasoning for voting for Roxy? Just liked her?
She liked Roxy and she wanted to be in the finale with her.
We didn't see who everyone picked. For instance, Angie, Vanjie, and Chanel. That's a TV show right there. It's Angie, Vanjie, and Chanel. We don't know who they picked, but
We saw who Comic picked. She was a little torn between Nina and her pal Vanjie, and more power to her. She was very gracious and gave her vote to Nina.
yeah, where's Nina going to be? No one.
Yeah. And Ms. Roxy Andrews also gave her vote to Nina.
Well, and so she should, because Nina did pick her that first round.
Nina gave her a badge.
Yeah.
It's the
Well
least
done.
she could do.
Well done. And so ended episode 11. Episode 12 picked up before the Slay It Forward variety extravaganza could even get started because it was a surprise clip. There was newly appointed Democratic hopeful for president of the 2024 election, Kamala Harris, sharing the sofa in the workroom with Michelle and Jamal.
Lance Bass.
Oh, yeah.
Sexy
Lance Bass,
Shia
what was he
Jackson.
doing this?
He was not doing anything. That's when he was free.
No, and
Hilarious Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones, I love her. So the queens all filed into the workroom one last time, and there were tears.
There were tears.
Feelings were being felt.
There were hugs.
Yes.
It was like the last day of summer camp, and
Yeah.
they're all 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
So as the queens were getting ready, they had a surprise visitor, winner of All Stars Season 6, Kylie So Neat Love.
I was so happy to see her. She
I'm so
looks
happy to see
gorgeous.
She got new tits.
Yeah.
She's looking great.
Yeah. And Kylie did not come alone. Well, she did come alone, but she had brought accessoire. And the accessoire was a tablet down her pants. Bless her heart. And who was on the tablet? Why, Jimbo, the winner of All Stars 8, reigning winner of All Stars Drag Race. And, well, apparently she was too famous and busy to be there, so...
She's busy. She was off in Dublin, getting her Guinness on.
Yeah.
Kylie So Neat Love was definitely the mother hen, and then Jimbo came in as the rooster just to read some hat.
Just to scare the chicks. Yeah. Is it done with the rooster and
I think so. Something a cock as usual room.
And then it was time for the Slay It Forward variety extravaganza. We did it all.
Look at you, I
know, I'm so good. Wow. It was gorgeous. I love her in green. I don't care what the fabric is. I don't care what the dress looks like. Green is her color.
I couldn't tell what that fabric was.
It looked like paper, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it. Ross Matthews wore his Golden Girls gloves.
Yeah,
Looks like wallpaper.
Looks like Golden Girls wallpaper.
I liked it. No, but I liked that it had a matching pussy belt. I always like that. And joining them at the judges table, I'm just going to say I think she wins the super fan of RuPaul's Drag Race award, Connie Britton. Oh my God, she was in her zone. She loved where she was. She loved what she was watching. She was vested.
Oh, hell, she was leaning right in.
Oh, yeah, she wanted to see what these queens had to show her, and she wasn't going to take any prisoners while in time.
This is her first time being a judge. Has she never been on?
Is that right?
Was it? Has she never been on before? Because if she hasn't, it's a shame, because she was having the time.
She should be back again and again and again. Yeah, this can't be. I mean, scheduling and things, I understand, but this can't be the only time she's ever judging Drag Race, because she clearly had too good. I love you, Connie. They kick things off with Angeria. Oh my God. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I mean, we've heard people talk about parking and barking for years on Drag Race. And Angie Smirtswit wrote a whole song about it. And
It was great.
she looked gorgeous. She had her Billie Holiday gardenias in her hair. She looked expensive. She also looked like she couldn't care less.
Oh, she owned that stage. It was very funny. It was sweet. It was salty. It was everything you want.
Yeah.
From little Angeria. It was.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just standing right here. Yeah. And then she ended with the Angie. Oh my God, it was so funny. I just have to say, it was my favorite performance. It was my favorite.
Yeah. No spoilers, but yeah.
No. I'm sorry Gottmik had to follow that, because I don't think Gottmik did a bad job. I just didn't like what she did. You know, it wasn't.
No, I think Comic was just enjoying living out her
She was having a rock star moment.
punk rock and roll moment. She was like,
She looked good.
I want to do this. This is what I got to do, and she did it. And it was, you know,
Wasn't going to win her the variety extravaganza, but she did a great job.
she had fun. It was very on brand.
George's was next, and I'm just going to say this dance routine will go down in the history of Drag Race because of her dismount. I'm going to call it the dismount, but she had a final lift, and then the dancer like literally whipped her off his shoulder, and she skidded across the stage. I'm surprised she didn't skid to a stop. It's right up there with Kennedy Davenport's flip onto the raised platform. Like that was another one where people just never seen it before.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this performance. I thought she kind of got into it more as it went along. At the beginning, I felt like she wasn't really throwing herself into it with wild abandon, and that certainly picked up as she continued and up that final lift. Plastique was up next, and she opened up with having some beautiful extendable arms. Gorgeous. And then the dancers ripped that off
Like a flash.
like a flash to reveal a very tiny little metallic bodysuit, barely there.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. She looked amazing. And then she twirled some glow sticks, and then her bustier was kicking out sparks.
Oh, yeah.
And then she
Kitty sparks.
roasted a marshmallow on those. Like,
That was my favorite.
there was something for everyone in that performance.
Yeah. Well done. Plastic. Nina was next, and she recreated her living dress from her Entertainer of the Year win, I think, maybe as much as 5 years ago. I don't know when she won this, but she came out on stage in this ruffled dress, stood there, and parts of it started to move as she was singing. Or, no, she was just standing there. I think it was her walk around. And then it moved away like it did here, where it was all people in ruffled bodysuits. It was such an impressive thing at the time. And so I'm glad she recreated it here for the RuPaul Drag Race cameras, because I think it's iconic. It didn't look as good here as it did during the Entertainer of the Year awards, but
It was so cute. Yeah, I was like, what's going on down there? Like, oh, great. What that?
the thing I hated, though, about this dress was she had that organza fan, that clean fan that was up front, like right up. It had no reason to be there. And when the dress on pulled away, there was more of that there, but it just was in the wrong spot. That's the only thing I had of it, was that it also looked like she was fussing with it. So
yeah, it kind of stopped making sense as soon as those human ruffles.
moved away. Yeah. And I liked your number. It was fine. Wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't the worst.
No, I thought she did a great job. She kind of served up what I
That's what Nina
expected.
does. Yeah.
She very much leaned into her musical theater roots, and you could tell she was, a Disney kid. So it was pure Nina West. I could have seen that on a Broadway show. Like, it was a catchy little tune.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
This wasn't my favorite.
Roxy dusted off her burlesque dance bag and gave us another fantastic performance. There wasn't as much burlesque with this performance. She didn't seem to take that much off. And
I want a little more cheeky. I want a little more tease. But I wanted to be able to understand the lyrics, because it sounded like she recorded them through a tube.
the sound on this was awful, like in a stairwell or something.
It was scary. It was very strange. Yeah. So I felt that kind of muffled her lyrics a little bit, and it kind of took away a little bit from her performance. Still a pretty good performance.
And she looked fantastic.
She looked gorgeous.
She's not the best.
She's not the best. Speaking of not the best, Chanel was up next, doing a very quick reveal.
That's right. I liked the jacket she had on. And then she had on that bodysuit underneath.
It reminded me of Slim Goodbye.
I don't even.
He was like a child's educational entertainer in like the 80s, and he would wear this in a rubber jumpsuit that's kind of showed all of his organs. Want it? Yeah. Yeah, Chanel looked like her bodysuit kind of looked like the first attempt at a Slim Goodbye bodysuit.
All right. Well, either way, I hated it. And I liked that she juggled.
I know that juggling's her thing,
But just 3 pins.
Three pins.
She bumped it up to 5.
3 pins. And then she switched them out for some knives, and that was a little more exciting, but
still.
you could set those knives on fire.
Yeah, no.
Just 3 knives. And then she closed by balancing a giant metal cube on her chin. And then was it
Just sat it on her chin. It didn't move. She didn't do a turn. I thought she'd do something.
something?
I thought she was going to spin the cube so it would spin on her. No. Pardon me, I set a high bar. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's definitely a challenge because you have to practice to be able to do that. But
Wouldn't.
I could do that, but I also wouldn't ever practice to learn how to do that.
You don't have the room to be a puppet.
No, I'm very, very pointed shit.
And finally, it was Vanjie and the Beyonce fan. She had an original song, which was an ode to leotards, and even dedicated the final reveal to Michelle Visage, where she exposed the back rep to the set. Eat it! And she killed.
She killed it.
Oh my god, she looks so good.
For somebody who was wearing next to nothing, I'm very shocked at how many reveals she managed to have. You're like, you don't look like you're wearing any clothes.
No,
And you're continuing to take them off?
it was amazing. So, well done, Vern. What a great way to close the extravaganza.
What a great way to close it. And just, especially with her, when you thought it was done, and she just kind of wandered over to the side of the stage and made some noises and threw herself into the arms of her dancers.
Yeah, that was a cute
I loved
ending.
it.
Yeah.
Then it was time for the final runway. Category is Grand Finale Eleganza. Kicking it off was Angeria, and she brought the Eleganza.
Oh my god, this looked like a museum piece, like a historical coronation dress or something from some foreign land. It was
Just a beautiful gold ball gown up top and gold feathers.
blue feathers
right
at
at
the
the
hem,
bottom.
yeah. Matching rhinestone blue earrings. She looked spectacular. Of course, she got fingered. Godmick was next in a stunning leather ensemble. I don't know how many pieces there were to it, but there was like harness, there was a skirt, there was a top, there was the train, the ruffle leather train on this dress was stunning. This is absolutely, I think, one of my favorite things that she's ever worn. I mean, she's worn a lot of great things, but this was just so unique. So, of course, Godmick got a Fingerdoo. Bless.
Next up, pint-sized Georges, giving her to Selena.
She looked gorgeous.
She looked gorgeous. Her wig was the same height as she was.
Yeah.
It'll wig around all the way, almost all the way down to the floor.
Yeah, and it suited her. Everything she wanted to suit. And I have to say, there's something about it looked great on Georges, but there's also something incredibly powerful about the image of Selena. Like even decades later, what is it, 30 years later, and she's still you just pile your hair a certain way, wear a certain outfit, and that's who you're doing. And I love that. I love how iconic she remains. And because of all that, I had to give Georges a Fingerdoo.
Then it was Plastique's turn to blow our mind. She was wearing a traditional Vietnamese opera outfit. Apparently some sort of battle armor, as you for the gayest battle ever.
It was in the trans color, wasn't it? Pink and blue and white. Didn't she say it was in the trans colors? Yeah. Either way, Fingerdoo. She looks spectacular. She's killed that whole season. She should get an extra bonus cash amount for her charity just for the work she did.
Just for her runways.
Oh, that's a masterclass in how to work a run. Nina was next, and I have to say she has never looked more beautiful. That wig was absolutely the right size for her head and body. It was balancing. It was beautiful. It was Disney princess all piled up on her neck. The bodice of that dress, gorgeous blue sequin. How can you go wrong? Strapless. How can you go wrong? It was stunning. I hated the skirt. I hated the skirt so much I wanted to slap her. It was, first of all, cheap fabric. Also, I guess to make her waist look smaller, she had ruffled the inside of that skirt at the waist, so it stuck out from there. And that's not how you do that. Like, it just looked like a shelf right around her whole hip area. It just distracted me. I wish she had left it sleek and maybe a full ball gown at the bottom, but sleek off her body, because there is nothing wrong with Nina's body. No, she looks great in clothes. She can pat up her hips a bit more and let that be the distinguisher between her waist and the rest of her body. But I just hated the way she did that. If she was going to do that skirt, she needs to do it like a bustle and have it just in the back, not up front.
Oh, they look
Yeah, yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No,
See, no one asked me.
I thought she looked very pretty. I thought it was
gorgeous.
I thought it was one of Nina's nicest runways. So, of course, I could not wait to hear where you would pick apart.
And I'll tell you, because most of the camera shots of her outfit were from the waist up, I'm giving her a Fingerdoo. Fantastic. Fantastic. Skirt.
The earth just
That skirt was nobody's skirt.
The earth just Next up for her final runway, Miss Roxy Andrews, vision with gold and fringe and a tiara.
She looked like a Renaissance painting meets Christmas kid. Like, it just was a lot of, like, she had the cornets, she had the rays of deliciousness, the gold. Oh my God. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Fingerdoo for Ms. Andrews, bless her. Well, and then it didn't matter what anyone else wore, because the most beautiful thing ever to be worn on Drag Race, ever, came down the runway on Chanel's back. This dress, it was a dress of rhinestones. It was literally just rhinestones chained together into this 1930s Erte-inspired dress. And the thing that made me most impressed about this garment was that a Canadian company made it. Amped Accessories. I've sent you stuff from them because they make the most beautiful drag jewelry. It's a little pricey, but it is quality. And it's still not as expensive as some stuff is. Like, their prices, especially as a Canadian, not having to pay for shipping and exchange, it's not bad. But that dress, oh,
It looks like she's just wearing a necklace or like a fishing net. Beautiful.
It was so beautiful. The rhinestones were close enough together that they caught a light in a way that you couldn't really see what was going on underneath it. Like, I couldn't tell if she had a new dress or just a new body stocking. I couldn't tell, but it didn't matter. She had the Elizabeth Taylor hair going.
She was walking a dog.
Gorgeous. Fingerdoo for you, Chanel. And thank you for wearing something that gorgeous.
One of my favorite looks of this season.
Yeah.
And then last, but certainly not least,
In the least.
Vanjie, wearing a big, sparkly blue
I love
Cookie
that.
Monster coat. And
I love that she has
Very
more than
nice.
one of them in different colors. Like, that's the thing about that coat that I love the most. She clearly, it was something she saw in the store and said, I'll have one in every color. And she looked good.
she looked
She
good.
strutted it as she had her name worked into the mesh in the outfit she
It's
had.
everywhere you could put
Boots?
your name,
Oh
she
my
put her
God.
name.
It was stunning. It was
Horrendous.
absolutely stunning. And so, of course, she got a Fingerdoo. No one got a Fingerdoo.
No, just the bottom half of Nina.
Well, I didn't care to remark.
Seems to have a lot of remarks.
I didn't give the bottom half of Nina's dress anything.
It's the first time you've given a split decision on an outfit. Like at the left half of
Those were two different outfits. From the waist up, it was one dress. From the waist down, it was a sack of potatoes looking for potatoes. That do too, but not an inch.
The Lambrel.
And then the judges did their job and judged the queens. And one thing I'm going to say about this final judging moment, normally they're just big love-ins, so I don't pay any attention to them anyway. What are they going to do? Critique them now at the end? Especially when no one's going home anyway. But the thing I was most grateful for, no pictures.
Oh, I hate it when they do
I
that.
hate it when they do that. And there was 8 of them. We would have had to sat through 8 people telling their, thank you for being so brave.
They were all dried out from the Tic Tac chit chat.
Yeah, they had no tears left.
No tears.
No more tears.
No more tears. No more tears.
No more tears. Barbara Streisand and Dr. Seward.
It's the only Barbra Streisand so made it.
You know, they're gay.
Okay, no.
No.
Okay, no.
No.
So it needs.
So they were judged or loved or whatever. Connie Britton was having the best time ever. She had some great insights. She had some great comments. She also really showed some real admiration for the work these queens did. And then the queens returned to the main stage where Ru announced this week's top 2 queens. I was so thrilled. Angie naturally was one of them. But Vanjie, I was so thrilled that she was, because I love Vanjie. And the other thing was, Vanjie looked so surprised. Like, she looks like she's there to do as good a job as she's going to do, but she doesn't look like she's going to win. Like, she doesn't look like she expects it, and she's always surprised. And she certainly did look surprised here.
I was not surprised.
Yeah.
Vanjie was my second favorite performance, hands down. I mean, Angie just knocked it out of the park. And at that point, I was like,
No,
yeah, Angie's
Angie
good.
was in the top.
But
It was just down to
Vanjie,
who.
well deserved.
And she really does. I think Angie's an underrated performer all around, because I think her personality eclipses her talent, and her talent is brilliant. So,
Immense.
yeah. Being the top 2 queens this week, they both got 3 badges.
Three badges.
This put them into the top 3 with Roxy. But there was still the double.
The double
We
diamond.
don't know. We don't know.
Who's going to get the double diamond?
We don't know.
Who's it going to be?
The vote went to Nina. Everyone thought Nina was going to be the one most deserving of doubling her badge count, but because she only had 2, that only gave her 4, which meant she still wasn't in the top.
Sorry.
Bless her heart. But at least she can rest easy knowing that she has the love and admiration of her season 9 sisters.
This definitely felt like a bit of a miscongeniality film.
Yeah, with no prize.
With no problem.
Yeah, just, yeah. We like you, but not enough to make you me.
More badges. But all was not lost for the Queens not in the top three. They all found out they were all getting $5,000 to go towards their charities. So more money for Plessy. She made more money.
$6,500. Good for her.
In the final episode than the entire season.
Bless her pointed little head. Yeah. That'll teach her to slap her tape.
Oh.
And then it's what we all come here to see. The final lip sync. And it was between Angie, Vanjie, and Roxanne. And this was I knew this was going to be something to watch. The one thing I have to say that I liked about this lip sync was they didn't do it all at the same time on stage, but showed it in split screen. The one thing I hated about this lip sync was they didn't do it all at once on the same stage. There seems to be something more energetic or electric when they're all there and they can see what the others are pulling out.
Yeah, when they get to play off each other and interact with each other a little more. I know it's harder with three, but I kind of miss that.
Whenever they've done that, I've never hated it.
Never.
It's not more confusing, but I think with the split screens and the doing it all, on their own, I don't know, just less connected. But still,
Give them all a chance to shine.
everyone did this.
It was a bit of a weird choice of song as well. It was Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation.
It's not a draggy dance number, but it's a good rhythm song. So, like, it just doesn't want you to do high kicks and down drops.
Yes.
So, on one level, I think it evened out the playing field because Roxy doesn't do that. But on the other side, what was Vanjie and Angie up to? Well, they did a lot.
They did a lot.
They did great. They did a great job. Everyone did a great job. Roxy did a great job. Everyone did a great job. I don't particularly remember anybody doing anything spectacular. Like, so when the music died, I had no idea who was going to win. I have to say, if Roxy had won, I wouldn't have been upset.
No.
If Angie had won, I would have been very happy because she was my pick. And I have to say, if Vanjie had won, I would have been over the moon because I love Angie and no one expected. She was never in the conversation the whole season. She was always a strong performer, but no one ever really put her into the top for the win. And I kind of secretly wanted her to win, but it wasn't my choice to make. It was Ru's, and Ru crowned for Drag Race All-Star Season 9, Angeria Paris Van Michael. She's off to the Hall of Fame to lord it over all the other winners. So I was very happy.
I was thrilled.
Yeah.
And she was one of my top picks going into this season, so I was thrilled to see her in the finale. But I was kind of expecting Roxy to be there.
There was something about it. I think if Roxy had won it would have been like the Vivian winning the first season of UK. I wouldn't have been upset, but it's like, I kind of saw it happening through the whole season. So what did I watch? Well, I have to say, she killed it. She did such a great job. I can't think of a more deserving winner. I mean, any of those 8 queens winning would have been fine because it was for charity.
I would have been totally fine. I mean, Chanel I picked on all season, but she really grew on me from like musical on. I was like, oh, Chanel's fantastic.
And she ended the season so strongly. And like the best outfit for last. I think this was a great redemption turn for her because she was a bit of a pill that first season. She was, understandably, no one had ever done Drag Race before. They were the first, so there was a lot of new things happening there. So coming back 17 years later, easy peasy. Well done. Yeah. Did you have any favorite moments of the season?
A lot of favorite moments of the season. I think one of my favorite moments was just falling in love with Queen, so I kind of dismissed off the top, but I could not have predicted me absolutely falling in love with Georges over the season.
No. I don't dislike her, but I just find her a little much, and it gets exhausting. But yeah, I didn't mind her gaping by the end of it.
By the end of it, it's like, oh, that's just Georges, that's fine. Plastique, I barely remember her season.
I never paid her any attention. She killed this season.
What a treat.
She had some great moments, but also she had great personality. Like, just as a person, I think this was a great next step to her, whatever she does, because now she's proven that she's not just a pretty face.
Yep.
Yeah.
She deception too.
Vanjie, gosh, well, she was top 3.
Yeah, Vanjie really blew my mind. She's like, I don't remember you being this together when you were performing.
Yeah.
But the connection that she has, and the intensity that she always has when she gets to stage and performs.
Yeah.
I'd love to watch a PNG show.
Yeah. No kidding. I hope she tours on her own. But that said, I just want to say I think that the entire cast and crew of All Stars Night deserves a well-deserved round of applause. It was a much surprisingly more entertaining season than I thought it was going to be. I really wasn't expecting much of this, and right from day one, I did regret it. So we're done with All Stars.
We're done with All Stars Night.
And tonight, we are going to be watching the Global All Stars is starting tonight, so we will be covering that. But I also want to let you know, we have been watching Canada vs. the World. We will be talking about that. We're going to do a season recap maybe, or I don't know what we'll do, but we're not going to cover the whole thing, but we will be talking about All Stars.
Brad Goreski, Haters Club meeting, something like
that. We don't know, but it'll be fantastic, and we hope to see you there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and again, subscribe to my channel. Please do that. While you're down there doing those two things, don't forget to leave a comment. These are the best ways to support the Fingerdoo review, but if you want to help support us more, there is the YouTube thanks button just under this screen. There is the TipperDoo link in my description box, along with the link to my Redbubble store. You get some Wilma merch. It's a fabulous t-shirt with this one on it. And there's a link to my Patreon page where you can join the Fingerdoo family, where we have 2 live chats let's shut your whole face. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, miss us! Serious. Yeah, so bad Snow did it, because the one thing about the girls from the early, like season 1, 2, and even 3,
they're all to it.
Well, and a lot of people didn't see those.
Yeah.
And a lot of people also aren't interested in seeing this because it's so old. Like, they just, like, a lot of the queens off the queens off the first 2 episodes really haven't gone on to do that. Except, well, Chanel's come back. Also, I think those first 2 seasons, it wasn't until season 3 that they had Snatch Game.
Really?
Yeah. Was it season 3 or season 2? Yeah, I think it was 3. I don't think they had it season 2. And it's been a stabilizer since. I'm going to keep
Squeaking. Yeah.
You know, do you think they've lost? Do you think the musicals become the new Snatch Game?
No, because they still do the Snatch Game. Even though Of Love is not my favorite Snatch.
No.
This season's Of Love was pretty fun.
Actually, the All Stars season of Love doesn't do too bad.
Yes.
Because all those queens have done it. But sometimes the Snatch feeling is like, oh, yeah, just the games. Messy.
Really?
And I'm the fun, messy queen of the bar. Like you after Friday.
Praying, saying my prayers.
Well, you're praying for Jesus to help you with something.
Helping the children of the orphanage. Doing my good deeds.
Yeah, staying off the street.
To help with the Can